Hi everyone and welcome to Supersonic. That's the Dirt Racing Seasonal Championship in Autumn Series 4 Forza Horizon 5. And I have no idea why it's called Supersonic, considering it's B-Class Rally. But hey, they didn't consult me, so they get to choose their own names. Good with me. And as before, we're sticking to JDM cars, which means we get to drive this Subaru STI. The tune today is prepared by Sainu. Yeah, again, I'm not sure how to read the nickname, but the tune is good. The one thing to note about it is it has off-road tires. So as you've seen at the start, AI had a bit of the advantage over us. That's because we've been starting from the tarmac, and obviously off-road tires are not a great choice for tarmac. However, the rest of the race, or majority of the race, is on dirt, and as you can see, we are quite a bit faster, up in 5th now and closing in on the rest of the pack really rapidly. Now I'm obviously driving this Subaru for JDM, but if you are supporting any other country, I'll put down in the description the full list of cars that can be chosen for each of the countries for this championship. And here we are caught up already with the first two, and all gonna be overtaking for the second now, and the first place is not far ahead. Up, yeah, just avoiding the contact, nice and clean. Now the obvious thing or difference between the road racing and rally racing is the handling of the car on the dirt. And one thing you should remember if you have any difficulties driving in these conditions, in wet and dirt, is to work with your throttle more than you do with your brakes. As you can see in many corners, I'm barely touching the brakes just to slow down the car enough for it to turn. Basically, the moment I see the front of the car facing in the direction I need to make the corner, I release the brakes and smash on the throttle. This is all-wheels drive car, and it's B-Class, so it's not super powerful. You don't need to be worried about spinning out when you smash the throttle. You can just floor it and you'll be absolutely fine. The final part of this race is on asphalt again, but AI is too far behind to realize any of the advantage. So that's the 1 point for Team JDM, and as we progress, I expect that to be 3 wins. Let's see the next one. The second race is TEOTIHUACAN SCRAMBLE, and don't ask me how I managed to pronounce that, because I truly don't know. At first it really looks like somebody dropped a couple of letters on the table and mixed them up together. But no, it's actually, I guess I'm getting a hang of it with Guanajuato and other interesting locations in Mexico. Now this second one is the circuit race, obviously, which means it might be a little bit more difficult than sprint, but that shouldn't be a problem with our car in tune. And also we started immediately from the dirt. There was no asphalt in the beginning, which puts us in a good position to overtake a few AIs right away, and now we'll do some work to pass others. If I remember right, the laps in this race are reasonably long. It's not a very short track, so we have plenty of time to overtake everybody. So you can see this asphalt part, they are visibly pulling away, but still the majority of the track is dirt, and you can again visibly notice how fast we are closing in. I messed up a little bit in the corner, lost my rear and had to compensate, but I didn't even fall back, didn't lose much time. So 4th place in the beginning of the second lap, and really close to the first 3, so I expect to pass some. Oh, they're also fighting a little bit, which gives us a little bit of advantage, and it's the double pass in the corner, 2 cars abreast, and we managed to overtake them in a pretty nice way. You don't usually get proud of overtaking AI in highly skilled, so I'm not really proud of that overtake, but it looked really nice. So another one passed, and we are in the first place, somewhere in the middle of the second lap, if I'm not mistaken, which is pretty much where we want to be. Now all I need to do is to avoid missing some checkpoints, which is not hard to do, because in rally you slide a little bit through the corners, as expected. Not too much though. A lot of drifting causes you to lose a lot of speed, but as I said, there's more throttle here than brakes, so it's quite easy to miss the checkpoint sometimes, especially when you do it like I did now. I started turning before the corner and clipped the checkpoint sideways rather than with the front of the car. But that's fine, we managed so far to avoid any hazards and comfortably ahead. And yeah, started turning a bit too early, had to compensate and then smashed the wall. And you can see right away they closed in quite a bit, but not enough. This feels very comfortably nice and safe driving, to be honest. I don't feel any pressure like you sometimes do, especially in the cross country. We'll see how the cross country champ that is up next for me gonna go, but those are, for whatever reason, cross country is a little bit more challenging always. I'd love devs to actually share some details about how AI works. You know, there was a very nice long read about how Drivatar's learning system works, and that was a fascinating read. It doesn't quite correlate with all I see in the game, but at least the theory is really nice. But I'd like to hear a bit more about the practical side of AI in Forza overall and in Forza Horizon 5 in general. Yeah, that's the end of the race 2, and let's move on to the last race of this championship. So here we are in TAPALPA Trail, the last race of the Supersonic Championship, and I'm starting to see a pattern with the weather. You know, it's been raining the whole summer. The whole set of seasonal championships last week was rain, and so far all of the challenges in this season are also rainy. So I guess somebody there in the design team really likes the rainy weather, but it's fine, especially in rally, especially with off-road tires. We have all the traction and grip that we need, and yeah, it's not a big problem. But I hope that for a change, you know, next week we'll get some dry racing as well. It would be just nice. I'm not a huge fan of the rain in general. Now TAPALPA Trail seems to work for us even better than previous races. We are up in the second really easily, and you know, passing, come on. Alright, passing this Megane for the first, up on this asphalt area where the AI has, oh wow, briefly lost control of the car and did that again. So just as I said that we have no problems with wet surface, I lose the rear of my car on the wet asphalt and let AIs to come really close, but we should lose them right here in this foresty jungle area, pure dirt and a lot of puddles. I should have no way of keeping up with our Subaru. And we're actually very close, no, not very close to the end of the race. I somehow thought that the next bend is the end, but no. Looking at the percentages, we're just 3/4 in. Looks like weather gets even worse, or it's just getting darker. I wonder if the storm is upcoming. At least that's how it looks, because it's getting darker and darker and gloomier and gloomier. Okay, we lost the AIs completely, and now this last section in the little town is where we're gonna finish. Yeah, that's the last couple 100 meters, and that's it. The first place with a good car and great tune and nice paint. And with that, the seasonal championship, the Supersonic, is over. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.